All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barcha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, a great millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a comforting lesson. Lord's will, satisfying and comforting to the Lord's elect. I'm just going to bring out some random precepts. Just going to go in the spirit and just read them. I'm gonna start off in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. Okay, Proverbs 2, verse 1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee. Proverbs 2, verse 2. So that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding. It's the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 1. Then answered Zophar the Namathite and said, therefore, Job 20, verse 2. Therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach. Job 20, verse 3. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. Job 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth? Job 20, verse 5. That the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. It's the book of First Chronicles 26 and verse 8. All these are the sons of Obed-Edom, they and their sons and their brethren, able men for strength, for the service, were 62 of Obed-Edom. Deuteronomy 25 and 7. And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders and say, my husband's brother refuseth to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He would not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Deuteronomy 25, verse 8. Then the elders of the city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, Deuteronomy 25, verse 9. Then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. Psalms chapter 133. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Psalm 133, verse 2. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments. Psalms 133, verse 3. As the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion, for the Lord Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Joel chapter 1, verse 14. I sanctify ye a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the elders and all the inhabitants of the land into the house of the Lord your God, and cry unto the Lord Yahweh. John chapter 8, verse 13. The Pharisees therefore said unto him, thou bearest record of thyself, thy record is not true. First Kings chapter 4, verse 6. And Ahishar was over the household, and Adoniram the son of Adba was over the tribute. First Kings 4, verse 7. And Solomon had 12 officers over all Israel, which provided victuals for the king and his household, each man his month in a year made provisions. First Kings 4, verse 8. And these are the names the son of Hur in Mount Ephraim. First Kings 4, verse 9. The son of Decker in Micaz, and in Sha'al-bim, and Beth Shemesh, and Elon Beth Hanan. First Kings chapter 10, verse 1. And when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord Yahweh, she came to prove him with hard questions. Psalms 100 in verse 4. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him and bless his name. Mark chapter 6, verse 22. And when the daughter of the said Herodias came in and danced and pleased Herod and them that sat with him, the king said unto the damsel, Ask of me whatsoever thou wilt, and I will give it thee. John chapter 17 and verse 1. These words spake Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour is come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. Galatians chapter 4 and verse 5. To redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Galatians chapter 3 verse 1. O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahushua Hamashiach have been evidently set forth, crucified among you. First Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 8. Then the king chose Bacchus, a friend of the king, who ruled beyond the flood and was a great man in the kingdom and faithful to the king. History of Bel and the Dragon, verse 28. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, The king is become a Jew, and he have destroyed Bel, he have slain the dragon, and put the priests to death. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 19. Or a terrible sound of stones cast down, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beasts, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts, or rebounding echo from the hollow mountains. These things made them swoon in for fear. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 2. Therefore chastenest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they might believe on thee, O Lord. It's book of Judith, chapter 8, and verse 17. Therefore let us wait for salvation of him and call upon him to help us, and he will hear our voice if it please him. It's the book of Tobit, chapter 6, verse 7. And he said unto him, touching the heart and the liver, if a devil or an evil spirit trouble any, we must make a smoke thereof before the man or the woman, and the party shall be no more vexed. Tobit chapter 5, verse 1. Tobias, when answered and said, Father, I will do all things which thou hast commanded me. Second Esdras chapter 13, verse 40. These are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 29. Then I said unto them, What is the high place whereunto ye go? And the name thereof is called Bama unto this day. Psalms chapter 107 and 31. Oh, that man would praise the Lord Yahweh for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men. Numbers chapter 1 and verse 31. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Zebulun, were 50,007,400. Psalms 11 and verse 1. In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 1. Oh, that my head were waters and my eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Jeremiah 48 and verse 11. Moab have been at ease from his youth, and he have settled on his lees, and have not been emptied from vessel to vessel, neither have he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remained in him, and his scent is not changed. Shalom.